What's up guys, Operation Core back here on the mountain. So today we are going to discuss CQB. Before we get into it, I need to make some clear and concise definitions as to types of weapons we have like on the table and that we're going to be talking about. I'm going to give some boundaries and stuff, and then what I think CQB is. So as per the Urban Operations Field Manual of the U.S. Army, CQB is close quarters battle for anything within 100 meters. So typically urban environments. Specifically, when we talk about CQB in this video, this is going to be more for like room clearing, clearing buildings, using it for stairwells, stuff like that. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to define the weapon types. So for carbine, a carbine is a rifle. It's one of the requirements, is a rifle that is shorter than the original design, typically made for special operations, infantry units, stuff like that. This is a 16-inch AR-15 right here, got a Luth AR fixed stock on it. The details don't matter. This is for all the same, whether it's got collapsible stock or not. Another very popular one is a M4A1 that the U.S. Army uses. Theirs is 14.5 inch. However, if you get a civilian model, it is 16 inch because of current SBR short barrel rifle laws, unless you want to add a tax stamp. Now, when I say rifle or carbine, in this case, we're talking about 16 inch or 14.5. Nothing shorter though. And the reason we're not going to be talking about anything shorter is with the more modern YouTuber gunspace era, we pretty much label PDWs as 10.5 ARs or 7.5 300 blackout upper builds. Well, the whole pistol, but you get what I'm saying. So PDWs is essentially anything with a 10.5 inch barrel and under, P90, stuff like that. A PDW stands for personal defense weapon. Typically people use them for truck guns and stuff, like put them in backpacks. So this is, when I say this is a 10.5 AR. This is my go to war right here. This is a PDW in this case that we are talking about. Even with this brace on here, whatever. Just so you know. Now, PDW is kind of sticky though, because if you have a flux raider, or if you see my PDW build, this is a Recover 2020 tactical brace, Gen 1 I believe. It's on a PSA dagger, but most people have them on Glocks. That's what they're really made for. It's a foldable brace, really compact, has a mag holder right here for extra ammunition, and a red dot on top and a compensator. So this is also a PDW. Very short, very compact. You can go around corners, you can peek, you can get very tight spaces with this. You don't have to worry about your muzzle hitting the wall. But this, we're going to get into that in a minute. I just wanted to show you what, when I say PDW, P90, 10.5, anything really short and compact is what I mean. Something you could probably or possibly fit in a backpack or a duffel bag. Relatively easy. And then of course, a handgun, we're talking, it doesn't necessarily have to be a 1911, it could be a SIG 320, Glock 19, Glock 17. It doesn't have to be compact, it doesn't even have to be a semi-auto platform, it could be a revolver, but yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about in the essence. When I say pistol, I'm not talking about the 10.5 AR, because that's more of a PDW or a carbine, like a mix of both. I'm talking simply about the pistol. I know, not ATF regulation, not blah blah blah. Everything here is legal, by the way, not illegal, but legal. It's just for headache's sake. PDW, carbine, pistol. Because that's just how we're going to do it. So hopefully that's not too confusing. But those are my clear definitions. So weapons for CQB, got some pros, got some cons. Typically, especially if you're talking the same caliber, a longer barrel gives you better velocity, and which upon the better velocity gives you better fragmentation. Ammunition's typically better. People always say 20-inch out of a AR-15 or a 5.56 rifle decimates targets, while as a 16-inch and a 10.5 not so much. With the 5.56 cartridge, keep in mind it was made for 20-inch rifles. That's why a 16-inch rifle is considered a carbine in today's climate. Carbine, we're going to go into some pros. One is if you are in a mixed area where you could be making shots up to 400 meters, 300 meters, something like that, and in. So you're in and out of buildings all day, something like, you know, the boys in Iraq, boys in Afghanistan, stuff like that. You know, you go in with your M4, with your even a full-length rifle, and you kick open the door and you go in there and clear the room and stuff. You would be doing that with a 20-inch or a 14.5 M4, and it is definitely possible, especially if you there's a technique called violining it. They did it a lot with M16, and you just kind of hold it sideways like this and brace it on your shoulder to clear your rooms. It is possible, but it's not ideal, and that's what I want to hit on. You got rifles, and they kind of do a specialty out to 300 meters. They're kind of for farther ranges, but you can use it. You can. It's more of a specialist though, instead of a jack of all trades. But with longer barrel, better ballistics, typically with a carbine or a rifle, obviously you have bigger calibers. Most people are not running 9mm carbines. We're talking, with a carbine, 5.56, 300 blackout, stuff like that. Even really a 308, like a 16-inch 308. I have one of those, and if you slapped a red dot on it, you could definitely clear buildings with that. It's not a terrible idea. However, comparative to the other ones, you can just look at it. It's longer. Let's look at the 16-inch versus this 10.5 in full extendo length, and obviously this is legally a pistol, but we're going to treat it as a carbine for this video. Look how much space you're saving with this right here. Just the overall length. Now yes, this is a fixed stock, but even if you wanted to bust it down a little bit, you're still saving about 5 inches right there. And when you're getting up on a wall, depending on the corridor, so let's say I'm in a tight little like trailer or like wall, something very tight, that 4 to 5 inches could save my life. Because I'm riding the wall. The wall's right here. I'm riding the wall and I'm peeking around, stuff like that, really leaning into it. That is helping me. The barrel is not in the wall, it's not scraping the wall. And if you're anything like me, I have a VR portion pre-recorded. After this, I will show you. I like to actually back up. So if there are walls behind me, I kind of like to ride the wall, not touch it, but kind of ride it and then do a wide angle like that. I like wide angles when I'm clearing rooms. Less exposure on me, and then more chance to see the target. And with this being shorter, it just allows me to move and do what I need to do better, faster. I ain't got to worry about it clunking up on a plate carrier or my gear or anything like that. It's just better. Also for, we're talking CQB in general, shooting out of cars, 10.5 or 7.5 300 blackout is chef's kiss. Same thing, since we just kind of went over that comparison, same thing, this right here is even more compact than the 10.5 AR. You can go around. You can move. Definitely. You can move. You have essentially no muzzle sticking out whatsoever. You don't have a big handguard. It's all right here. This is really short, really compact. You could even put this in a backpack. But for room clearing and stuff, you don't have to ride the wall. You have plenty of space to move. You have plenty of space for your muzzle to peek and stuff. This probably is this is probably my pick for the best. Excuse me. This is probably my pick for room clearing, if I'm being honest. This or that 10.5, and reason being is simply because it's compact. You still have the stability of the brace. You still have ability to shoot down a long hallway. Let's say 30 meters or 50 meters, which is a super long hallway. You're in a warehouse or something. You still have the ability to make effective shots and hits out to those distances. You have a lot of firepower. I mean, this is a 27 round mag right here, and this one is a 17. You can run drums in these where it's a 9mm, stuff like that. This is probably my pick. Plus, you can fold it if you need to get even tighter, sling it, or just hide it, in a backpack or something. And I mean, follow all laws. This is just hypothetical and stuff. Don't hurt anybody, but like, this is a great option for CQB. I know this isn't necessarily a how-to video. This is just giving you general options. But, if you live in an apartment complex or something and you're afraid the end of the world or like foreign invasion is going to happen, and you're trying to egress, or that means leave in military terms, I believe it's from Latin. If you're trying to egress, this is a good tool to egress out of the city or wherever you're trying to go. So, and then moving down the line, obviously we got the pistol. Now this is kind of the whole reason I made this video. When you take the trade-offs with everything else and what this offers you, you can definitely argue that a regular handgun or a pistol is better than all these. It's better than the carbine, the full-length rifle. You could even argue to an extent, just sling, if you have a rifle or a shotgun or something, a longer weapon system, you could just sling that over your back and use this to go to work. Why? Why do I say that? And this is just from training in real life. This is from, playing a lot of VR and stuff. You can really sit here. You can shoot like this. You can stick it one-handed around the wall and shoot. I know, crazy, I know. That's crazy. But if you're in a gunfight and it's already kicked off, sometimes doing that works. Sometimes peeking around the wall and shooting one-handed works. With that, it's a little bit awkward to shoot at awkward angles. And no, I didn't flag myself. The muzzle was pointed that way, by the way. But even if you're sticking like by the book and you don't believe my hillbilly tactics or whatever, say I'm peeking, I can really get up on that wall and ride that wall. I can get back and do the same thing. But there's not a lot of signature. Both hands are on the weapon. As well as another big advantage that a pistol has is with these down here, if you don't have a weapon mounted light, that's a big issue because it's really hard to shoot those accurately without one. Right here, say I have a flashlight, stick it just like that. I'm using my arm as a brace, just like that. Pretty darn good. Also, if we want to get into more advanced tactics, let's say there's a wall here and I'm going around left, right? Put my light on. Peek around, they're going to be used to seeing a weapon light. If they start taking shots at the light, I mean, yeah, it's bad if I lose my hand, but at least I'm not, at least I don't have it attached and I'm peeking. A weapon light will tell your enemy exactly where you are and where to shoot. With a handgun, you can kind of hold it out from your body, still use it. Just try not to silhouette yourself with the backlash and engage targets that way. So you can have your light separate from your weapon, and that is a big plus for clearing rooms and CQB and stuff like that. Believe it or not. If you don't want to believe anything I'm saying, that's completely fine. But if you ever get in a gunfight, just remember that. Having a light separate from the weapon definitely can be utilized in a very good way. Another thing with a pistol, if you have to operate it with a separate hand, this probably is more of a personal issue. I've shot thousands of rounds out of my right shoulder with rifles and shotguns. I've only shot a couple hundred out of my left shoulder on my left side. But with a handgun, it's typically much easier to use it in an ambidextrous manner comparative to the rifles, or even, you know, anything that you would have to shoulder. That's just how it is, ergonomic stuff like that. Most handguns, this one is not, it's a 1911 government, but most handguns come with ambidextrous safeties now. They come with ambidextrous mag releases. That's just how it is. And even if they don't, they're typically really easy. Everything's readily accessible because the whole package is very small. So yeah, I mean, I think I made a fair argument. I think I made a fair argument for all these. You know, cons to the rifle or the carbine in this case. The length, overall length, if you're in really tight quarters. That can be a problem. It can slow you down. Even if it's just half a second, that's half a second that they see you, and half a second more that a bullet came flying your way. The PDW right here, the lock brace, I'm gonna call it right here. Very, 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 I mean, it's almost built, it really is built specifically for clearing limbs. This is a very, very good thing right here for that. MP5, P90, Scorpion, Uzi, stuff like that. That's great for clearing rooms. I mean, that's kind of what they were made for. 10.5 AR would be your next step up. If I had to rank these, essentially it would probably be PDW, 10.5, just because I have lots and lots of experience behind this platform right here, and that's what I'm comfortable using. Handgun, and then a full-on carbine or rifle. Can you do it with the 20 inches and the 16 inches and the 14.5? Yes, but a 10.5 and below is ideal. Alright guys, so I'm not actually going to shoot any live rounds because I'm a poor boy, and I just ordered a crap ton of ammo, and I don't have the funds to replace it. It's going in the reserve, right? But that does not matter. It does not matter if I actually shoot real live rounds in this video, because this is for just working the angles. You're going to make your own decision. So we have the barrels. These are very popular in USPA and stuff like that. A lot of people train with these rain barrels and stuff like that. Then about 7 meters, or about 12 feet, give or take. Typical big room size, or I guess average hallway size, however far that is. We have some steel targets to just kind of give you perspective. And like I said, I'm actually going to aim and dry fire on the targets, but I'm not really going to shoot. This is just going to give you an idea of what's going on. So coming in, here's the doorway, or the walkway right here. I'm able to lean really good without really exposing my leg. Call this the gangster lean. I can make a clear shot all day right here with a handgun. Bang, bang, bang. Bang. On that far right target right there. Very minimal exposure. I'm cocking my head. I don't feel uncomfortable at all. Step out a little bit more. I can hit that middle spinner target right there. I can even keep going. Bang, bang, bang right there. Now, I do want to say I'm exposing just the hair of my leg like an inch. That's just how I shoot. If you get off balance, you get too bad off balance, the thing is, if you fall, your whole entire body, your head, your vitals, everything is exposed. So you have to make that calculated decision. Is it more worth it to use my leg as a good strong stand and then lean over about a foot or so? Or is it better to lean over about 1.5 feet, 2 foot, and then fall? That's just how that is. So there's that standing. Let's say that the hallway's on this side, and I'm using my opposite hand. Hopefully you can kind of see that. With my opposite eye, I already see the target on the far left right here. Hit it all day. My muzzle is clearing the hallway right there. Go out a little bit more. Heck, I could even go all the way back here. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. That's simple, real easy. You know, let's say that covers here. Top of it's here. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Just like that. Switch. I can even prop my hand up here with a handgun if I need this for extra support. Put some weight on it. bang, 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 all day long from right here. Like I said, I'm propping my hand up here on the barrel. This would be the wall or a barrier in real life, and I'm using it as support. And you can do the same thing in the prone, but I'm not doing that. You get what I'm saying. Also, you've seen with a handgun, you're going to see with the rifles, you can use a slide to hold up on the wall or the barrier, and you can actually get a really easy squeeze and pull using that. You just have to keep in mind with a handgun, this is how it cycles. It might lock your slide back, or it might cause malfunctions if you do that. But if there's just one aggressor and you just need one good shot, there you go. Or if you're in the doorway and it's open, all you have is a handgun and they're running towards you or whatever, they're assaulting your objective, and it's just one individual and it's like 50 to 100 meters, you got to make that shot count. Prop it up, even put some more weight up on that wall. You're minimizing your exposure. Plop. 50 to 100 meters. Now, that's still a shot, but you know, hopefully you get what I'm saying. Alright, so now the PDW. Both mags are loaded. I'm keeping some mags in for spacing issues, so I'm just going to squeeze the trigger. There's nothing in the chamber. We are on a safe range just in case it did magically go off. So, same thing, coming up, peeking, bang bang. My muzzle, keep in mind this muzzle right here is clearing the wall. Bang bang, bang bang. Both of them just like bang bang, bang bang. All they can see, if you look at this angle, all they can see right here is the tip of my shoulder, my deltoid popping out right there. Same thing over here. Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. I mean, this is easy work for this, you know, this package right here. Easy work. Same thing with kneeling. Coming in kneeling. Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. Make sure you keep your elbow tucked. Go around. Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. Just like that. Now, especially if you're not used to a short package like this, it can be scary. As you've seen, I grabbed up here because I'm not really used to it. I grabbed up here, especially with the muzzle brake, that can nip your hand pretty good. Some people, even I've read in a lot of tactical manuals, some people actually shoot their hand off, especially with like 7.5 ARs and 10.5 ARs, because they'll typically grip on your shoulder way out here like I like to do. And you can't do that on a 10.5 because your hand will literally be at the muzzle. So just be aware of that. If you're rocking a small package, just keep in mind you got to keep it all scrunched up and compact and actually rock that small package. So hopefully we're making sense. Hopefully we're making sense. So we're going to go up to the other PDW. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing with the 10.5. Same thing, there is bullets floated to the gill. There's nothing in the chamber, but even if there was, it doesn't matter. We're on the range. So run up. I have it all the way out. That's the way I have to run it. Riding. Bang, bang, bang. Now, they would be drywall flying right now. Why is that? Because this muzzle was up against the wall. I was utilizing it as support. However, there's a big blast that comes at the end of this thing, especially considering your muzzle brake. So just be aware of that. There's going to be a lot of dust and stuff kicking up like that. But if you went around like that to engage this target on the far right, you're exposing more of yourself. So you really got to make that call for yourself which one. Far right, middle, far left, switch shoulders, back around, far left, middle, far right. Now as for holding up for cover, that's not going to work. If this was a wall with a square face, what you can do is prop it up. They call this an L shape, so you make an L with your left hand, you put it up there like that, and then prop it up on the wall. And that allows you to get a more stable shot. Remember that doorway scenario we talked about? That would definitely help out. Same thing though, kneeling. You're getting here, bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. I'm more canted, just given the, I don't even know if you can see me right now. I'm more canted, just given the position. Swap around. Bang bang, bang bang, bang bang. Just like that. Also keep in mind, if you're rocking a weapon mounted light and it's on the side, let's say where it's on the right side, where I'm going left, it's going to shine you and silhouette you. So if you have it on the right side, you're going to have to bound more left to actually see if it's dark with your flashlight, and for it to not silhouette you. If you go right, you can actually see the target before your muzzle can. Just something to consider. All right, so we got a 16-inch. We're not going to 20-inch. This should be big enough to kind of exaggerate what we're talking about. We're talking about a carbine specifically. So 14 and 5 is essentially the same thing. That means the muzzle would come out there like here. So it's kind of the same thing. So coming up, notice we just naturally have to stay, look how far we have to stay back. We can't get right up on it, up on the wall. Lean, bang, 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 bang. We're having to stay back. Having to stay back. That's how you want to run a longer gun. Technically we can get up here and get a good L-shaped position. Bang, 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 bang. With such a big platform, you see my elbow naturally wants to jet out. Even if I'm doing it like this, where the radius is so long, I've exposed myself to the middle guy. This is really kind of hard to understand, but if you get right up on the wall and you're using the wall for support with a longer weapon, you're exposing more of yourself. I'm just saying. Bang, 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 bang. Just like that. Swap out. Bang, 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 bang. Just like that. So even though I'm only exposing myself about an inch more, that's still an inch of flesh that they can see and they can get a hit on, including my face and my head through the optic. Just keep that in mind. So kneeling, same thing. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang. So, comparatively, just so we go back to the 10 and 5, I like to C-clamp my long guns pretty far out because I have a pretty long reach. That right there, with this mid-length handguard, is perfect for me. I like that. Maybe even a little farther back. I like that right there. That lines up perfect for me. However, for clearing rooms and stuff, the shorter package is the better. I mean, that's kind of the conclusion that we came to. We can sit here and just try to not say that. This will work for CQB, but it's not ideal. The PDW, the 10.5, and the pistol outweigh this thing 10 to 1. I would even say that the PDW, or when I say PDW, that's like a 7.5 inch 300 blackout, or like a Glock brace or something like that. Yeah, the PDW outshines everything, I think. Which that is what they were made for. That's what the MP5 and stuff like that was actually designed for. So that would make perfect sense. So essentially what I'm saying is Century Arms MP5 is the king. No, I'm just kidding. But really, this is just concepts to think about. Now we're going to pop on over to VR, and it essentially started off as educational, and then the bots spawned in, and then it pretty much ended up in gameplay. So if you want to leave here, thank you. God bless you. Let me know how I can do this better. I came out here with so much information to push out, but it is so hot today. It's borderline like not even, I don't know, it's hot. So like, comment, subscribe, guys. Really, you know, I do enjoy doing this. God bless y'all, and let me know how I did and stuff. If there's any tips or anything you would also add to this, or a demonstration that you want to see that maybe you can't do, let me know, and then I will upload that whenever I can. Alright guys, what's happening? So we're in VR for the VR portion now. Look, I ain't got money to be going to these CQB courses and crap. This virtual wall, I mean, you can't touch it in a video anyways as a real wall. This virtual wall right here does the same thing as a normal wall when it comes to shooting. Except in real life, you can actually shoot through the wall. So, we're going to kind of stack up. I'm going to keep our angle back. This is a Galil, but M4 is about the same length. And we're just going to peek around like that. And we could even, if we wanted, make sure the barrel's not in the wall. I'm leaning in real life and aiming down the sights. Okay, so you kind of see that motion. It's kind of cool because you can see it in first person. So I'm gonna get as close as I can, as close as we can get without hitting the wall. Lean over. So this is kind of what you would see if you were doing it in real life. We're gonna do a run through, and then we're gonna do a pistol, and then we're gonna do something like a SMG or something to mimic PDW. No, there's no bots. There's nobody on this map right now. We'll get some footage later of this map. It's really good. A lot of tight quarters, windows, all kinds of good stuff. So when I clear, like I said, this isn't 1-to-1. I'm a lot smoother in real life with it. I always try not necessarily to ride the back wall, but I will come around with these big angles because I'm getting a bigger picture and minimizing my exposure. Okay, so we want to go right, I'll kind of do the same thing. And then we're just going to ride these. So we got a staircase. Clear here real quick. Clear here. It's real simple, guys. It's real simple. Just got to work them angles. Now, see, in this, there's really no perfect way to do it. Like here, there's a staircase down there. Hallway there, rooms. Hopefully you like my point demonstration. There's rooms, big open area there. But I can get most of the room. All these side quarters and stuff, you're just not going to be able to do that. So, like I said, I like to work the angle big. Already cleared there. Now, see, we're coming to a left to right, a hallway. What I like to do here, kind of try to listen back here, if that makes any sense. Peek real quick. Oh, see, I did. All right. Kind of peek, and then I'll look back. So, in, 100% speed, it'd be, seeing it was pretty much clear, go around. Same thing. I'm going to look down the staircase. I'm exposed here, but guys, you got to be honest. There's not 100% way to do this in a hallway. You could sit here and, if you really want to take your time, do that, jet in, come back around, stuff like that. However, even when you're working your angles, it's not like a complete 100%. You'll never be able to 100% clear a room without going into it. And then some people like to get real close, like this, and they'll ride real close. It's kind of hard to do in VR, like that. Lots of leaning. See that windows, and you, like real life, you can shoot through the windows. So there's somebody down there got to cap me. You got to watch your windows. Come around, look through there. And this ain't necessarily a how-to CQB video. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like with a rifle. I keep going this way, go around. Pretty simple, pretty easy to understand. That's the main thing. Working the staircase, working the staircase. All right, back to start. So, shotgun looks like. Now the pistol. Now this is gonna be a lot better. You can get a lot tighter. You can get closer to the wall if you need. Do it like so, or like I said, you can work it from the back. That's usually what I do. Now typically, I'm not necessarily doing it right. Typically when I work it like that, I'll jet in. So I'll only move as fast as you can scan with your eyes. But let's say this is a tighter quarter. Jet out, jet out, jet out. See how we're doing it? I mean, it's real easy. Clear the room. Also, if you want to do like this number, you can do that in real life. You get behind some cover or something, you can do that in real life pretty good. You can pop around like so. You can make sure I'm not going to hit nothing. You can kneel. You can, I'm kneeling right now in real life, pop around, stuff like that. Let's restart this. Oh, I guess we got bots now. I guess we got bots. So let's run a pistol. Let's run a 1911. All right. So while that chaos is going on, back around. See, I'm able to get in close like this. And even though these bots are kind of dumb, you can still picture and see what I'm doing here. That's the main thing, guys. And I got a VR stock, so the pistol is kind of lacking right here. Let's move this off. All right. Actual pistol play, let's go. Running through, peek. Good. Nice, good. Run through, peek. I do apologize for the jump. It's really hard to it's really hard not to get into the game, so to speak. See how I'm peeking? I hear movement somewhere. Whoa! Taking fire. Alright. But it's all about working angles, and you can do it a lot easier with the pistol. Alright, we got our stock back pretty much. We'll be running MP5 burst. So you see how I'm doing this real quick and in a jiffy. It's kind of how you want to do it. So I'm popping up. It's kind of how you want to do it. See, PDW offers a lot of firepower. Offers a lot of firepower. In a very compact package. So like, I can get, this has a suppressor on it, but I can get like here. There we go. See how I did that? I just leaned a little bit. I can get as close as I could with the suppressor, but I can lean, make good hits like that. Just checking corners. Checking corners, corner. Staircase. Oh, yep. I was about to say, don't back up like that. That's a no-no. Like I said, this ain't a 1-to-1, 100%, but this will get you into the right headspace. Or the right mindset. You know, I was still using that wall. If there's anybody over here, I was using that for kind of concealment. I'm gonna stalk back. What was he shooting from? What the? Oh. So, personally, I really feel like PDW is a great a PDW is a great thing to have. I feel like a PDW is a great thing to have. I mean, it's compact enough to where you can maneuver with it through the halls, through rooms, through buildings. It's in real life they're typically more light, but especially if you're running like a 300 blackout, guys, you really can't beat that for clearing rooms, I don't think. You got essentially a 308 cartridge, essentially, not 100%. You got a 30 caliber cartridge and a 5.56 casing, and you're not shooting above, say, say 50 meters. Oh shit! You can't beat it, guys. You can't beat it. I mean, that's just simple facts. All right, gents, we're gonna run a different mode. Oh, this one is called Hunt. Okay. So I was doing just team deathmatch, but this one's called Hunt, so they actively come towards me. It is a lot harder, and the bots are a lot more ruthless. So we're going to do the PDW first, then we're going to do the rifle, then we're going to do just straight pistol, and just kind of see what's going on. I'm also doing a different map. Now, I don't really know a lot about this map, so we're going in blind. Whoa, going in blind, boy. Whew. Damn. There's one behind me too. Shit, dude.
I don't know if there'll be much talking, man. Shoo, the heat is upon us. Oh, shit. One shot, one kill, huh? One shot, one kill, huh? I came from behind last time. I like hitting up those semi-auto modes. It's more realistic for a civilian. Whoa! Alright. Yeah, man, this mode is definitely like a crazy thing. I think it's mainly because they really come from all sides. Oh my god. Damn, right in the head. Thought I bought a grenade too. Whoa! Oh, my bookshelf. Oh my god, bro. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking. Dude, that was intense, man. Dang. Did not care. Alright. More realistic take right here. More realistic take. Woo! Like I said, I don't really know this map that much. I've played it a couple times, but I haven't done nothing crazy with it. Nothing crazy with it, gents. And when you're talking open areas like this, I do want to say, or I do want to add at least, obviously it doesn't matter whether you got a pistol or a long gun. You got better ballistics with a longer weapon and a bigger power, more powerful cartridge. But the thing with that is, it doesn't matter. Longer rifle, I mean, if you encounter the ballistics and the longer sight radius, unless you're just using red dots, whatever, it's inherently more accurate. So that's definitely a big plus. That's definitely a big plus comparatively to a handgun. And handguns at longer distances are typically harder to shoot in an accurate manner. But for room clearing, like I said, I prefer a PDW, a good mix of both. Or even a pistol, really. Woo, that was my own dude. Friendly fire. Friendly fire, baby. Damn. He's trying to headshot his ass. I can't feel the selector switch in real life. That was not a negligent discharge. I was trying to see if it was still on full auto. Just so you know, real life that would have not have happened. So like I said, I like running my stuff on semi. Whoa! Like I said, I like running my stuff on semi because it's more realistic. What a civilian might encounter. In the real world. Well, let me shoot. Whoa. Where's he at? Where you at, Papa? I know I didn't kill him. Whoa! I know I didn't kill him. At least I didn't figure. Grenade. Come on, big boy. Woo! Go! Go! It's one thing about bots. I wish you could like point to where you wanted them to go. Because they, like I said, man, they're kind of dumb. Whoa, I heard somebody reload. I heard somebody reload. There's somebody behind me. There you are, okay. Okay, let's push. Not explosives. Woo! Let's go this way, bud. Hey. This way. So you always gotta be careful. That's probably gonna be my downfall one day. It's when there's 2 or 3 of them. I get so focused on a single target. See, I get focused on such a single target that sometimes I will push through because I always push towards where I'm shooting. You know, get closer, more, whatever, accuracy, more, you know, dominance, aggressive force, right? And I'll always, so if you've seen right there, there was a second dude there, but I seen that first dude here. So I was shooting and I was pushing through, completely flanked myself. So that's something that I personally need to work on. Is You know, I mean, this is, like I said, this is all for real stuff, not flanking myself. I should have just stayed stationary or even went deeper into covering concealment and then shot. But you can't be perfect. I mean, especially when you're running stuff like this and stuff just pops up. It's hard.